hi everybody, it's Dennis Daly, welcoming you to All Week Theater. Every week I take a classic old-time radio episode, cut it up into 5 pieces, and present it for your convenient listening pleasure. Now part 4 of a great episode of The Lone Ranger in which he concocts a plan himself in order to thwart the plan of former American Vice President Aaron Burr, who wanted to overthrow the federal government.
While the Lone Ranger outlined his dangerous plan, twilight deepened into darkness, which made it possible for the two men to ride unseen into Red Rock. The masked man waited behind a row of buildings, while Tonto learned that Ace Martin lived in a large house at the far side of town. It was Ace who had led the attack on the stagecoach, and the 2 gunmen who had aided were with him in his home.
Martin, if you think you can do us out of our money...
Nothing of the kind, Jake. I promised to pay you and Wendy after I collected for the papers in the sealed envelope.
What's in the envelope?
Papers.
We know that. What kind of papers? Why are they so valuable?
The nature of the papers must be kept secret. That's why I told Digger to seal them in an envelope.
The door. Is it locked?
Yes.
You think the sheriff learned that we did the shooting?
I doubt it. But let's be ready for trouble. Jake, you stand there against the wall beside the door. You'll be behind anyone who comes in.
I savvy.
Yes, who is it?
You don't know me, Martin, but you'll be interested in what I have to offer.
Just a minute.
Hey, that's not the sheriff's voice.
Whoever he is, Wendy, hold your gun on him when I open the door.
Right.
You... Mask!
I'll come in.
You're covered, mister.
I'll still come in. I didn't know you had a visitor, Martin.
He's got 2 visitors.
Oh?
You're covered 2 ways. So keep your hands away from those guns.
If I intended to use guns, it'd have been in my hands when you opened the door.
What's your business?
We'll discuss it after your friends holster their guns.
Put them away, boys, but keep an eye on them.
Yes, that's better. Martin, a man named Digger was shot on his way to Red Rock.
The stagecoach driver told about it. And he told about a masked man who took some papers.
Some papers and a letter. This letter. Do you recognize it, Martin? You wrote it.
What if I did?
Do you still want the papers Digger was bringing to you?
If I did, could you hand them over?
Maybe. What are they worth to you?
I'll pay a high price. If they're intact. Let me see them.
Very well. I opened the envelope and looked at them, but they're just as I found them. Here they are.
Now, hoist your hands.
What? Don't go for a gun. Drop that envelope. Keep your hands high. Just drop the envelope.
Very well.
Now step back. Keep him covered, boys.
You better take his guns, Martin.
Wait till I see if these are the papers I want.
You can't get away with a double cross like this, Martin. I can tell the law you're the man who murdered Digger.
Who says we murdered anyone?
The papers all right?
Yeah, they seem to be. I'll take this hombre's guns and his mask. We'll see if he's anyone we know.
Better try and gag him.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Just a minute. I have a surprise for you. Do you remember the man who was with me when we chased you 3 away from the stagecoach?
Yeah, the Indian.
That's an admission. You are the killers.
Jake, you fool.
Unless you were there, you couldn't know that my partner's an Indian.
All right, so we are the killers. You're never going to tell anyone?
I was about to say that Tonto was watching you through the window.
That's an old trick to make us look away.
He's right.
Hey,
Drop down
now. The Lone Ranger acted in the split second when the gunman glanced away. He charged at Ace Martin, who was nearest, and sent him staggering against Jake. Wendy was about to fire, but Tonto's gun spoke first. Wendy's gun, smashed by a bullet, flew out of his hand. Jake fired. It was a wild shot because the Lone Ranger slapped aside his gun. Then the masked man drove a fist to his jaw.
You take it!
No. As Jake collapsed from the knockout blow, the Lone Ranger seized the opportunity to escape.
He's gotten away!
You all right, Mr. Huntley? Yes, let's get to the horses.
Your plan plenty dangerous.
The risk is justified.
You leave papers?
Yes.
Me get sheriff now.
Yes, and hurry. I'll stay here with Silver and watch the house.
Get him up.
Inside the house, Windy rubbed his hand, which ached from the impact of the bullet that had smashed his gun. And Jake rubbed his aching jaw. But Ace Martin looked well pleased.
We've got the papers, boys. That's what counts.
Yeah, but that masked man got away.
I'm not worried about him.
He knows we shot the man from the east.
You can't prove it. Besides, who'd take his word against mine, the word of a masked man?
I'd sure like to get square for the crack on the jaw he
Forget it, Jake, forget it. Do you boys want to wait here while I ride to a certain ranch and collect for these papers?
Not on your life. We're going with you.
Suit yourself. Your horses are in my shed. Let's go.
Later that night, Ace Martin and his two companions sat in the Halstead ranch house several miles from town, while the wealthy cattle baron read the plans of Aaron Burr from start to finish. He nodded as he folded the papers.
Well, what do you think of them, Halstead?
They're even better than I'd hoped. However, Martin, I told you that you and I must be the only ones who know about my undertaking.
We are the only ones. I did what you said and got rid of Digger.
How?
Shot him on the stage trail. He'll be buried tomorrow in Red Rock.
What about these friends who came with you?
They're not friends. They're just a couple of gunflakes I hired to help me get Digger.
Why did you bring them here?
I owe them money for the job. They wouldn't let me out of their sight. If you'll advance me some cash so I can pay them off...
They know too much.
They don't know anything about the plan.
They know you're guilty of murder, and if you're arrested, I'll be involved.
You think we'd tell the law?
I'm sure you won't.
Hey, what?
Sit still.
What's the idea of the gun?
You're going to be paid off. My way. Make a move, and we'll be right here in this room. Take the guns, Martin.
Now, wait, Halstead.
I said take their guns.
What? All right.
So join me next time when I take a classic old-time radio episode and split it up into 5 easy-to-digest pieces, right here on All Week Theater.